Welcome to my multimedia presentation. Let's start it off with a question. Raise your hand if you've ever been to a zoo before. I think most of us have been to a zoo before, but there's something important about zoos that needs to be examined. Depressed, psychologically disturbed, frustrated, harming one another, becoming ill, and going hungry are just portions of what animals in zoos endure day to day. Zoos do put on breathtaking shows for the community, but little is known behind the scenes. Zoos are focusing more on producing profits than the needs of their animals, which result in harsh treatment and suffering. In order to keep this abuse from advancing, zoos must meet the requirements of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, or AZA, and be accredited. Zoos began in ancient times, but have a more modern beginning in Europe and in the mid-19th century. Other zoos opened around the world until 1874, when the U.S. announced their own zoo, the Philadelphia Zoo. In 1996, the Animal Welfare Act was passed, but this was not enough, as animals are still being harmed in zoos today. Here's a question. What percentage of abuse do you think is happening in zoos today? If you think it's 25%, hold up a 1. If you think it's 50%, hold up a 2. And if you think it's 75%, hold up a 3. The answer is 75%. Now, you might be thinking that this abuse in zoos doesn't affect you, but this TED Talk from zoo owner Ron Kagan might just change your mind.
So there must be a fabulous physical and social environment for the animals. It is no different for humans. If you have a wonderful home, a wonderful physical environment, but a terrible social life, you are unhappy. It is no different for animals. If you don't have significant choice and control over your life, remember when we were teenagers, when we were 17 and still living at home, and our parents had control and we didn't, and how frustrating that was? Of course, it happens when we're older as well. Without choice and control, without great physical and social environments, we are not happy and other animals are not happy. So that has to be the starting point.
Humans and animals have a lot more in common than we may think. We both want to live a fulfilling life and be treated in the best way possible, right? This is why we need to care about the treatment of animals in zoos. Poor living conditions and mistreatment in zoos is only going to increase and have a snowball effect. As zoos and their shows grow in popularity, the training and mistreatment will also grow. Animals will be treated less like a living being and more like an object for money. They will endure severe psychological harm and physical harm, also at risk of dying prematurely and harming themselves, other animals, or even their trainers. They will also be suppressed from their natural instincts. Now, there is a band-aid solution to this issue, and this PSA will give you the information that you need. What's the big picture solution, you may ask? The solution to this is to require all zoos to become accredited by meeting the requirements of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. AZA accredited zoos undergo a thorough review that includes a detailed accreditation application as well as a multiple-day on-site inspection by a team of experts from around the country. Zoos having these mandatory checks is very important, and the intensive reviews will help solve the many issues. The standards are very high and ensure that the animals in accredited zoos will receive the best care. The Accredited Commission also evaluates the veterinary program, involvement in conservation and research, education programs, safety policies and procedures, security, physical facilities, guest services, and the quality of the institution's staff. Here's a question. What percentage of zoos do you think are accredited currently? If you think it's 10%, hold up a 1. If you think 20%, hold up a 2. And if you think 30%, hold up a 3. The answer is 10%, and that just shows how much accredited zoos are needed. Accredited zoos means caring about all the different parts of zoos and making sure that everything is up to date. And if zoos do not meet these requirements, they should be shut down and be closed to the public so they can focus on meeting the needs of their animals, not being able to make any profits. If zoos still fail to fix the problems, their zoo senior official must appear before the Accreditation Commission to answer questions and defend why they haven't met the standards. Let's take a look at what some accredited zoos look like.
What if leopards lost their spot in the animal kingdom? and whales were just a distant tale. Animal Planet encourages you to support species conservation by visiting your local AZA accredited zoo or aquarium. They're much more than a place to visit animals. Accredited zoos and aquariums work behind the scenes on conservation projects that help save species. To find an AZA accredited zoo or aquarium near you, go to aza.org today.
To conclude, the horrendous conditions animals are living in today, such as harsh treatment, poor living areas, and abuse from day to day, is only going to continue and have long-lasting effects. Animals deserve to be treated as living beings and not an object. There needs to be more regulation on zoos and hold them to higher standards. This is why all zoos must be accredited by the Association of Zoos and Aquariums to guarantee animals receive the best possible care. My final thoughts about this controversial issue is that I believe zoos are a great addition to our community and society with the education programs and saving endangered animals, but I do think there are many flaws in zoos that need to be addressed and fixed immediately. I do believe it's going to take a lot of work to have all zoos be accredited and be at a place where there is no mistreatment. However, if this did happen, I believe zoos can change and become a lot better than they are right now.